Hi kids, here's a story from DHWilson. It is, again, my favourite book. And this story is called The Bathroom Lock. First of all, I'm going to give a little wave to Amara and Gaia. Oh, this way. And a little wave to my friend Zoe McZoy and her little brother. And a special call out to Tayan in Bridgewater. I'm sending you my love, Tayan, and I hope you love this story today, honey. Also to Harry and Arthur. Yes, and Drew and Zoe, Dane and Mary, Gaia, Amara, who else? The whole of the Sanderling community. I love you. This one's called The Bathroom Lock by DHWilson. Daddy had been going to mend the bathroom lock straight away for about 2 weeks now. Practically every day, Mummy had said to him, "I do wish you'd get the bathroom lock fixed, dear." And Daddy had said, "I'll do it straight away as soon as I finish this." And this, which had also been that, those and the others, always kept Daddy fully occupied until lunch, tea, supper or bedtime. Thus the bathroom lock remained well and truly unmended. And every morning when Jeremy James went to do his number 2, Mummy had to say to him, "Now don't lock the bathroom door, Jeremy James." And Jeremy James would say, "Why not?" And Mummy would say, "Because it hasn't been mended yet." And Daddy would say, "I'll get that seen to straight away as soon as I finish this." But one morning, Mummy forgot to say to Jeremy James, "Don't lock the bathroom door, Jeremy James." And Jeremy James locked it. As soon as he'd locked it, he remembered that he shouldn't have locked it, and he waited for the house to fall down. But it didn't. And so he sat down to do his number 2 and wondered what all the fuss had been about. "Hurry up in there," said Mummy, when Jeremy James had only been sitting there for about a quarter of a minute. "I'm doing my number 2, said Jeremy James. These things can't always be hurried. However, this morning was a nice sunny morning, which should be good for all kinds of things, and with a bit of luck, strawberry and creaming and tricycling and climbing. So Jeremy James quickly broke the world record for sheets of toilet paper, washed his hands with nice smelling soap that nobody but Mummy was allowed to use, and pulled open the bathroom door. Well, that is to say, he pulled the bathroom door to what should have been open, but the bathroom door had other ideas and stayed shut. "Ah," said Jeremy James, "it's locked, that's why." And so he turned the key. That is to say, he pulled the key to what should have been a turn, but the key only went halfway round and then refused to move another inch. "Come on, key," said Jeremy James. But the key wouldn't come on, round or out. It simply stayed where it was, like the grand old Duke of York's men, neither up nor down. "Mummy," said Jeremy James. "Mummy! Mummy! Did you call, Jeremy James? I'm stuck in the bathroom." Silence. Thump, thump up the stairs. Creak, creak, as Mummy pushed the bathroom door and the bathroom door pushed back. "You locked it, did you?" said Mummy through the locked door. "I forgot," said Jeremy James. "John," shouted Mummy. "John! John! Did you call, dear? Jeremy James is stuck in the bathroom." Silence. Thump, thump up the stairs. Creak, creak as Daddy pushed the bathroom door. And the bathroom door pushed back. "You locked it, did you?" said Daddy through the locked door. "Of course he locked it," said Mummy. "Otherwise he wouldn't be stuck, would he?" There was a long silence outside the bathroom door. Daddy must have been thinking. "Is anybody there?" asked Jeremy James. It's all right, said Daddy. I'm thinking. Now, don't worry. We'll soon get you out of there. Don't worry, son. Just keep calm. I was only wondering if anyone was there, said Jeremy James. Now listen, said Daddy. I'm going to pull the door, and when I tell you, I want you to try and turn the key. Do you understand? Yes, said Jeremy James. The door creaked. Now, said Daddy, and Jeremy James's hand turned, but the key stayed where it was. It's not moving, said Jeremy James. All right, said Daddy. Now don't worry, I'll soon get you out. You'll have to get a ladder, said Mummy. Wait a moment, said Daddy. Jeremy James, can you get the key out of the lock? No, said Jeremy James. Well, try, said Daddy. Jeremy James tried. No, said Jeremy James. You'll have to get a ladder, said Mummy. Now look, said Daddy, I'll pull the door again, and when I tell you, try turning the key the other way. You understand? Try and turn the key the other way, the way you weren't turning it before. All right, said Jeremy James. Now, said Daddy, and Jeremy James's hand turned the other way, but the key stayed where it was. It's not moving, said Jeremy James. You'll have to get a ladder, said Mummy. Now don't worry, son. We'll soon get you out. Maybe I'd better go and get a ladder. Mrs. Robertson, opposite, has got a ladder. She's usually in at this time. You should stay here then, said Daddy. Keep talking to him. You know, calm him down. Child must be scared stiff. Which are the Robertsons? Number 14 over the road. Is their name Robertsons? I thought they were the Wilkinsons. No, the Wilkinsons are number 16. Do go and get the ladder, dear. All right, Jeremy James, said Daddy. I'm going to get a ladder from the Wilkinsons. The Robertsons. The Robertsons. And I'll be back in half a minute. You keep calm, son. We'll have you out of there soon. You're all right, aren't you? Yes, thank you, Daddy. Nothing to worry about. And there was a thump, thump, clatter, crash as Daddy raced down the first dozen stairs and fell down the rest. Jeremy James, said Mummy, is the bathroom window open? No, said Jeremy James. It's shut. Do you think you can open it? Yes, I think so, said Jeremy James. I can climb on the bath. Then open it. Only be very careful, said Mummy. Mind you don't fall. Jeremy James climbed up on the edge of the bath and then stepped very carefully across to the other side. He was very brave. After all, it's not every day that you have to step across a cliff that's 1,000 foot high, with hundreds of crocodiles waiting down below, with great big open jaws and rumbling tummies. Jeremy James balanced on the edge of the bath and held onto the towel rail to make sure that he didn't turn into crocodile breakfast. And then he reached up and with a flick of his hero's hand turned the catch that would save the world. Through the open window he could peep down into the garden below. It was quite a long way down. If you fell from there, you'd certainly be killed. Have you got it open? Asked Mummy. Yes, said Jeremy James, and it's ever such a long way down to the garden, and if I fell from here, I'd be killed. Now you be careful, said Mummy. Keep right away from the window. You keep calm, said Jeremy James. Don't worry, I'll be all right. And then just then, there was a scratchy, scrapey sound against the wall as Daddy persuaded the ladder to stand up against it. And then there was a bumpy, bouncy sound as the top part of the ladder decided that it would rather be with the bottom part of the ladder, and it went racing down the wall, just missing Daddy, who'd managed to jump aside at the last moment. Daddy then let out one or two of the words that Jeremy James must never, never use, and there was a long silence. Jeremy James peeped out of the window. Daddy's hurt himself, said Jeremy James. Mummy thumped down the stairs and out into the garden, and Jeremy James leaned out of the window to look at Mummy looking at Daddy. I'll just get you a plaster, that's a band-aid, Mummy was saying, and Daddy was saying, ladder, death trap, warple semantics and things like that. Are you all right? Said Jeremy James. You get back in and keep away from the window, said Daddy. It's all your fault in the first place. Well, if you'd mended the lock when... Jeremy James missed the rest of what Mummy was saying because he stepped back from the window, forgetting where he was, and he'd gone tumbling down 1,000 foot into the watery jaws of the bathtub, and by the time he killed 20 crocodiles, which took him at least 20 seconds, the ladder was up the wall and Daddy was up the ladder. His white face peered through the open window. Jeremy James, are you all right? Jeremy James finished off the 21st crocodile and scrambled victoriously to his feet. Hello, Daddy. Are you all right, son? Yes, thanks. With a heave and a grunt and a foof and a few of those words, Daddy squeezed himself across the window ledge and down head first into the bathtub, followed by a shower of bottles, toothpaste, sponges and motorboats. Fortunately, the crocodiles were all dead by now, or Daddy really would have been in trouble. Are you all right, Daddy? Asked Jeremy James. Daddy got his head up where his feet had been and put his feet down where his head had been, and then gave Jeremy James a funny look. Yes, he said, apart from a broken arm, a broken leg and a broken neck. And how are you? Not too bad, thank you, said Jeremy James, but the crocodiles nearly got me. Crocodiles in the bath, eh, said Daddy. But I killed them all in the end. Well, good, said Daddy. I'm in no condition to fight crocodiles. Then Daddy got the bathroom door unlocked and Mummy gave Jeremy James a big hug and a kiss and promised him ice cream for dinner because he'd been so brave. And Jeremy James said it was nothing and he wouldn't mind being locked in the bathroom every day. And Daddy took the ladder back to the Robertsons and Mummy gave Jeremy James a candy, a sweet. And Daddy came back from the Robertsons and Mummy said to Daddy, hadn't you better go and mend that lock now? And Daddy said, I'll just get some Band-Aid or a plaster on this hand. And Mummy said, humph. But Daddy really did mend the lock as soon as he'd put a Band-Aid on his hand. And when he'd finished mending the lock, he had to put some Band-Aid on the other hand as well. Daddy always used a lot of plasters and Band-Aids when he was mending things. Bye, guys. Have fun now.